I can't quite explain how or why it happened, why I left without really leaving, why I stopped without ever stopping. It's like one day you wake up and the plans you wrote down become blurry. You expect that with each passing day that everything will become more clear, but it just doesn't happen, and you don't know when it ever will. In order to survive, you have to learn to adapt and be flexible. The feeling that you need control and order to succeed only leaves you feeling anxious and helpless. Setting goals and making plans that are too specific only seem to exhaust you or fail. So you step back and force yourself to see the big picture, and in doing so, you realize the value of celebrating the small accomplishments. Such a big shift from only caring about reaching life-changing milestones. When you find what feels like a balance in any given moment, you realize what little bandwidth you really have, and that the energy you have in your current state is of the rarest kind. The kind of energy that you allot to small tasks. And if the unexpected happens, then sometimes you don't have enough to keep all the pieces together. You realize that the expectations placed upon you by others come second to the needs you have for yourself to be physically, mentally, and emotionally stable. So, where have I been? I guess it started with me not being able to relate to other people, not knowing what to do, not feeling like I had anything to say. Social media tends to breed an environment filled with creativity, energy, hope, and resilience, which are all great things. I guess I just honestly didn't feel any of those things. Over the years, social media for me transformed from random ramblings and communication to a place where I primarily shared content related to my business as a creative professional. And especially in the 5 years before the pandemic, I always had new content, new stories to share because I was constantly traveling to new countries and exploring new cities. I felt confident that my adventures, photos, and written words inspired people and helped make the world a little brighter and more accessible both to people that I care about and complete strangers equally. What happened after the pandemic hit and after all the lockdowns of 2020 had passed I just felt very disconnected. And I realize now that the reason why I had been so inspired to share my stories, content, and thoughts wasn't because I wanted to provoke thought in other people or to inspire others. It's because I was inspiring myself. I was excited about life, traveling, taking thousands of photos, immersing myself in other cultures, reading books, and listening to podcasts, all while working remotely for an American travel company that provided me with the financial security that allowed me to feel valuable and dependable, all while living the life of my dreams, living in Florence, Italy, of all places. I guess I just stopped feeling inspired. And what took me the longest to realize is that I just stopped feeling like my own hero. And what followed was a lack of confidence, happiness, and self-esteem. Each day started looking and feeling just like the day before, and this went on month after month. And after all the lockdowns, all the restrictions on movement, social distancing, and access, it just started to feel like a new normal. And the new normal wasn't healthy. So what changed? What changed is the balance between the feeling of needing space to heal and ground myself and the feeling of being disconnected. I've spent the last 8 months, wow, 8 months, taking small steps towards continuing to invest in myself, in my tools, knowledge, and experience, and I guess I've arrived to the point like I feel like I have a more sturdy foundation built for myself. I feel the desire to connect and share again. And this is a big deal for me. It's taken a long time, but I found ways to break the routine and make me feel excited to get out and explore again. To enjoy life and feel like I'm not so trapped. To feel like I can take risks while not directly putting myself or others in danger of catching this fucking virus. I have to say, I've missed you guys. I miss our long-winded chats, which usually means me talking endlessly and only a handful of you probably reading or listening. But you know, this isn't all about you, okay? I'd also like to share that I finally got my appointment to get vaccinated, which has eluded me up to this point, so that's really exciting. And since I'm also a medical doctor, a virologist, an epidemiologist, a presidential Nobel Peace Prize winner, and a veterinarian, all rolled into one, go get vaccinated. There are only 3 reasons why you get a pass for not getting vaccinated. 1 is because you're too young to get it, which means you will likely never see this message due to common social media age restrictions being like 13 years old. The second reason is because you have a medical condition that puts you in greater risk of having complications from being vaccinated than by catching the virus itself. And the third reason is because a vaccine hasn't become available to you yet, but when it does, you'll get it because you're a very evolved and intelligent bipedal hominid just like the rest of us. So there's just 2 reasons. That's it. We're all humans. This isn't political. This is science. And regardless of what your views or opinions are, they are irrelevant. Because scientific fact isn't based on opinions that are just impacted by ever-changing political climates. So do the right thing and make the right choice. The only choice. Get a vaccine. And after that, inform yourself as to why wearing a mask when you can't social distance, even when you're vaccinated, is still important. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, which means that whether we all like it or not, all of us are still in this together. Wow, I feel great getting that all out of my system. I feel good about this. It feels good to be back. How do you feel? Did you miss me? Do you have any thoughts or anything you'd like to ask or share? Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to connecting with all of you again soon.